Ira Epstein with your financial market wrap-up. And this wrap-up is for Thursday, the 24th of February, 2022, and we're at 7:55 p.m. I'm obviously late. I haven't had more than, I think I had an hour's sleep in the past 40 hours. So I'm tired, as you can imagine, but when you own a division of a brokerage firm, and when you're responsible for your clients and you're helping them, and yeah, we have a lot of discount clients, we still help, okay? I mean, that's what we do. We're not about, hey, you'll discover if the market's against you, the firm just took you out. We try our best to get hold of people, give them opportunities to work with us. And on days like today, you start out one way in the day goes the other way. Let's talk about today. I have been doing this since 1969. I've been a registered broker. And in that time frame, I've been at this my whole life. I've seen volatility galore. Today takes the cake. It's right up there with the top 2 or 3 I've ever seen. So this was some type of day. First thing I want you to notice, I've changed the contract symbols. These are all now the micro minis. That's what I'm going to follow going forward. A number of you have written to me over the past 6 months, to be honest, asking me why am I covering the full-size contracts when all the action for most of my size clients have moved to the micro minis because of margins. Well, they had a good point. You know, I remember when all you could trade was the full-size contract, then they decided to go with the E-mini, and people migrated to that, but the margins were a lot lower. A 10-year bull market has kicked the stock market's indices up dramatically, and with it, the margins. So the exchange decided, let's go with a macro mini. Okay, I don't know what they'll call the next one, a nano macro mini? Could be. But that's what we're going to follow. It trades the same. In fact, the volume's actually in many times bigger than the full-size contract there. So why not go with that? There is no more, by the way. Pitt traded the big contract. The big one is now the E-mini, and this is the one that people migrated to. So I thank you. Many of you wrote me, and you got me thinking about it. I did my research, and that's where we're at. Next, what is going on with Putin making this move? And you got to think it through. He doesn't have the armed forces to carry all the Baltics, take over all of the Ukraine. It's not going to happen. He doesn't have it. In terms of money, can he even control all of the Ukraine the way that he says? Well, you do realize if you look at the amount of money that Russia takes in and look at the state of Texas, you heard me, Texas. Texas is bigger. You wouldn't think that because you hear of Russia as powerhouse. Texas is an economic powerhouse too. Think of all the energy. A similar thing. They're bigger. That's one of our states. So when you get worried about what the U.S. power is, it's monstrous in economic terms. We all know that you can have nuclear weapons, but you can never use them. Putin reminded the world today that he has them. Dare he use them? I think if he even went to use them, his people would overthrow him because it'd be the end of the world. You're going to see worse fighting tomorrow and maybe through the weekend. I mean, it's a blitzkrieg. It is a Nazi term that he is going in. It's what the Nazi armies did. It's racing through, and he is doing that. They're on their march right now. They'll be taking over, if they can, and surrounding most of the major cities, the ports and everything. They're financially going to hurt themselves and the Ukraine terribly. People are on the run. People are living in subways. Are you watching CNN? The financial markets obviously do their great reviews during the day as to the impact on financial markets. But the people story, you got to watch CNN in something like this. That's where the people story is. They do the best there is. And if you're watching what's going on and the heartache and where you're at on this, it is terrible. My heart goes out to the Ukrainians, and actually it goes out to a lot of the Russian people because I think a lot of them don't. I think they're scared to death to tell Putin what to do in any way. They'll go into a gulag, but I do think that many of them don't believe it. So that brings me to my quickie, and then we'll get to the chart action. The quickie is Putin is 69 years old. He's got an economy that the state of Texas is bigger than. What is the great thing that he's done? So he's decided, as he's getting on in his years, and he'll stay in control until he doesn't want to stay in control. He's going to be Napoleon. And he is going to conquer and take back what the Soviet Union had lost, and that is the goal. Now, whether he calls them again the countries, the part of that, or they leaves their name as they're at, he wants to instill the governments. He wants to do all this. We know how it went for Napoleon. We know how it went for Hitler, and I'm putting him in that category. He belongs in it. That is where the man is, and probably the same fate when this is all over. That's my opinion. Okay. So you look at the S&P, it's down 1.85%. You would think it's so much worse off this week, but it isn't. That's not a monster thing to be worried about. When you look at the chart action, oh my God, once you broke through this low, and we talked about that yesterday, right here, I said, watch out. You take that out, you're going to fish for the stops. You fished for them, and they weren't all there that bad. You took them out of the market. That doesn't mean this low, by the way, is going to hold. But you got your bounce area. The trend is clearly still to the downside. You had a bearish crossover. Let's you and I talk about this. This is the close of business on Thursday. You finally got the 18 underneath the 200-day average, and you haven't made a new low yet. That's often accompanied by the market challenging those lows. Does it have to? No. Where do you think the pros are waiting to sell? They're not looking to buy this. They're looking to sell it up here. Now, I do think, and I've mentioned this before, and I certainly mentioned it in my ETF Spider video today, and I prepped everybody yesterday. Said you get out your shopping list of stocks that you want to buy. I specifically mentioned Apple. I mentioned Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Staples, other types. And I said you nibble on if you get your break like this off of, obviously, the first announcement of the invasion. You got it, and take a look at how they reacted. I think you'll be impressed. And I'm not just saying those. It could have been any of them. I'm not giving you specific recommendations. I'm giving you examples. Okay, so if you rally, I'm looking for professional selling in a big way up here. Real big, at 44 and a quarter. I'm not saying it's getting there. But what else is happening? The market is now riding the lower Bollinger Band. It's attempting to do that gorilla glue trade where it latches on and every day it hits that number. Beware of that, because with that you often get a case where you try to embed. You haven't done it yet. You have an oversold market where I think professional money came out on this day, right here on Tuesday. I don't think the professional money caught yesterday or today. Market came back, and you can see it's still above where you were the other day. That's what I think the pros did, and I think they're waiting to go short again. In the NASDAQ, again, you're riding the lower band. Now, if you don't get down tomorrow to that lower band, then I got to say, was that it? And maybe it's not going to be a gorilla glue trade where it just sits on that and works its way to lower prices. I'm aware of that. What about the resistance? Well, if you look at this market, if you get a good rally tomorrow, will the blue line get over 30? If it does, I think the pros will sell the market at 14,409. In the Dow, you're down and riding the lower Bollinger Band. Again, that Gorilla Glue, as I call it, just because Gorilla Glue is so strong. I know there's stronger glues, but most of us that go to a store can't get those. Those are commercial grade. The ones we can get, this is probably the strongest of the group, and it's just stuck on it. When it gets stuck on it in a downtrend, it rides it until it runs out of ammo. There's plenty of ammo here, unfortunately. Why? Because every day we wake up, there's going to be more of this blitzkrieg going on and more sorrow and whatever the new threats are. We're going to hear tomorrow what the European Union sanctions are. What if they trigger Russia to say, hey, I'm shutting off your energy? We don't know what's going to happen. There's plenty of volatility left in this. You then get to the micro mini Russell. Look for resistance back here, but this market's really sort of caught between the Bollinger Band. It's not giving you that gorilla glue trade yet. Bounced away. The trend is down from 2019.75. If pros go short there, 2086.20 will be their stop. You could just do one of these for a while. It's the other ones that I think are the better short sales. In the VIX, I know you don't believe in this, but when you get to that Bollinger Band, that's what you do. That's why I created this course. I teach you how to recognize it. It's not just hitting it. There are times it hits it, you want to be buying on the pullback. I teach you both, all the strategies that I know to do with it. Bingo. right back under it. All right. 30-year bonds. What do we have? We had a contra-trend rally. Why is it a trend? Well, the trend is up, the bias down, therefore I call it a contra-trend. As long as the bias is down, because the market's under the 18-day average, this is just a relief rally. Okay, now the market's digesting, okay, here's what I think. How is the Federal Reserve, the European Central Bank, and other banks around the world going to perceive what's going on? Is this inflationary? Of course it is. You've taken crude oil up to $105 a barrel. Soybeans roared up here to prices we haven't seen in multi-years. Wheat market, corn market. So you've got those problems. They're there to stay for a little bit. Does the Fed realize that they're because of what's going on this event? Of course they do. They're not foolish. Do they go the half a point to shock the market in this environment? I say no chance. I say the Fed goes conservative at the quarter-point hike. I'm curious to see now how the 50-point predictions start falling away in the futures market. You can measure that, but that's what I think will happen. In the 10-year note, same thing. You got back up. This is one of those bounces in a market that's kept the bias down, and that's all it did. There's no setup for a trade that I'm seeing there. Dollar index. Yeah, I think that the pros got out today at the Bollinger Band, the first challenge of it. I know you woke up in the morning, you heard it, and I don't know where they came out. I think it could have been right there. When the market was going, and you woke up, you probably knew about Ukraine already. I think a lot of people bought on the way up, and I think they're caught in this market. That's what I do think. Euro, they have flip-flop. First break to the lower band. I think the smart money covered their shorts. British pound, area to cover shorts. You'll say, Ira, it's still under that. Okay, it'll get back over it in time. Let the market do its thing. You're going to hear from a lot of the different countries in Europe tomorrow, so there's nervousness. But there's no trend on that market either. Bitcoin, I just told you. 2 days ago, I said, I'm hearing the trade on TV, they're talking 30,000. I don't see the 30. Maybe you can get there. I see the lower Bollinger Band is a downside target. You're already in a downtrend, but you are oversold. Will it get there? I don't know. Today, market got right there, and you tell me what it did. Did it not turn away? That's why this course is so important. Brent versus WTI crude. You know why the difference went from $3 up to $6.45. Come on. I'm not going to explain it. If you can't figure it out, my God. You can see how you're riding the band. Get over it, you get under it. That's called riding it right now. And you've corrected an overbought condition. I don't know where that market's going. Same in the April crude. Same identical thing. You have momentum that had been down. Now it's starting to flatten out. And the market realizes that crude is very much in play. What if Russia does decide? This guy's crazy, right? He's an egomaniac. He's going to say, okay, we're not going to give you oil for a while. Enjoy your winter. Anything can happen. I don't know what will happen. You'll say he's shooting himself in the foot. He shot himself in the foot on the invasion. You think other than China, he has a lot of friends? So the group that is formed, this is the best group of all. We have not even Venezuela. We have Cuba, the newest partner with Russia and China. They're a wonderful team together. And by the way, when we're talking all this, today was the fait accompli. All you need to do is see these prices. Iran, welcome back into the fold of the world. The Biden administration, I don't know this. I've not heard that it's going to happen. I'm betting in a huge way. Biden is going to do the deal with Iran to get their 1 million barrels a day and what else back, and hope for the best and say their problems and the way that they do things, I got a bigger fish to fry. As I said, I think we're looking at a one-termer. Natural gas, higher lows, higher highs, coming up, 49.86, okay. We'll see. Definite uptrend in the market until you take out 443.70. So when I put this all together for you, and I keep saying, what do? I want you to look at my Bollinger Band course. And during this video in the back, in fact, right now, even if you click up here at the top, you can get to where my website is. This is what I'm talking about, though, now. Right now, I think the thing you have to focus on are what do you do first thing in the morning? Where are you getting your information? Who's showing you charts first thing in the morning? I'm showing them, I record at 5:30 a.m., 40 futures charts. Live as it's going on, and then I'm posting them right away. 9 o'clock, I let all the economic data come out. The stock market opens at 8:30. New money hits it at 9. I'm recording, getting that out. 40 charts of each. You're going to get 48 charts a month. Not charts, by the way, videos. Each video is 18 to 20 minutes long. I make them easy. There's a scroll bar on the bottom. Let's assume you just wanted to go into the energy. Scroll. It'll take you right there. I've got the areas with the different stocks that we cover. You know, we rotate them all the time now. I think you'll find this interesting, inexpensive, full of the day's information, a great way to get going, because other than this, where are you getting this type of information? You can turn on your financial TV to your blue in the face and hope that they show one of the stocks you like. Now, as a subscriber, I get people that write me and they go, Ira, help me with this chart. I'll create a 1-minute video, 2-minute video typically, give you what it is, mail you the video, and away you go. Who else is doing that? I try to do it. So go to our website, read about what we do under research, and the Bollinger Bands are on the education area there, and see if this fits what you want. I'm Ira Epstein. You have a great day.